3 months have been the most fun months of school that I've ever experienced, and I owe it all to Northeastern. But let's start from the very beginning. After a summer of working and spending time with friends and family, it was finally time for me to get on that plane and fly to Berlin. Being in Berlin for the past 3 months, I've been able to travel, experience new culture, and experience life in a big city, all while studying as part of my university degree. Over my time, I found that Berlin is not like many other big cities. I actually do not enjoy being in a large city for an extended amount of time. However, Berlin is a city that I just got used to, and I could definitely see myself living here in the future. The architecture is a mix of the plain buildings from the former East Berlin, as well as the new architecture from the former West Berlin, and they come together in a clash right where the Berlin Wall used to be, which is just overall an amazing thing to look at. Berlin also never sleeps. Berlin's nightlife scene is unbelievable, and you could easily find yourself out until 7 a.m. any day of the week that you choose. And these are actually where a lot of the best memories are made. I know that for myself, some of my favorite memories are just out late at night, walking around the city and seeing what we can do. Berlin has given me the opportunity to visit some amazing places that I will never forget. On one of the first weekends that I had here in Berlin, I went to Munich for Oktoberfest to experience the culture. While in Munich, I drank a lot of beer, wore lederhosen, and met up with some old friends from boarding school, and it was just overall one of my favorite trips. As part of the NUin program, they took us to Dresden a couple weeks after, and whilst there, I got to visit the Volkswagen factory, which was awesome. I also visited Prague, which is by far one of my favorite cities, because of the big castles and the streets you can just get lost in for hours. My most recent travel was to Mallorca, Spain, with a group of about 14 friends. This trip was awesome, even despite my little accident 4 hours after getting off the plane. During my time in Berlin with the NUin program, we participated in this thing called service learning, which is basically just giving back to the surrounding community in any way you can. My service assignment was with the HHH Club of Berlin, where we took mentally and physically handicapped people to watch football games at the Olympic Stadium. In this service learning, we were required to escort them to and from football games, as well as get them drinks while we're in the stadium, and just make sure that they're having an amazing experience. During my time in Berlin, I faced a few instances of cross-cultural communication in the forms of language barriers, new cultures, and cuisine. Despite the majority of people in Berlin actually knowing a decent amount of English, I've definitely been faced with situations where I can't really communicate due to the fact that I don't speak very much German and they don't speak very much English. These situations can come up pretty much anywhere from ordering food to looking for directions on the street or even just buying stuff in a store. Something that took a little bit of getting used to as I came to Berlin were the new customs that I was being. Some of these customs are things that are just more prevalent in America but not prevalent in Berlin, such as the noise level. Germans are more condensed into their space until you get to know them. So when on public transport, it's a much more quiet scene rather than in New York. Another custom that took a little bit of getting used to as I came to Berlin was the custom of drinking. In Berlin, it is perfectly okay for you to drink on the streets, no matter what it is. And after you finish drinking, what you're meant to do is just place your bottle next to the trash can, but not in the trash can. This is because people who are homeless or just looking for a little bit of extra money will go around and collect these bottles and take them to stores such as Edeka or Netto, where they can get 25 cents per bottle in return. So, of course, this was a bit of a shock to me, as every time I did it, even now I still feel like I'm littering, but I know it's for a greater cause. Finally, we have the new cuisine. I love German food. Schnitzel, amazing, and the beer is amazing. Although I haven't been to many just strictly German restaurants, when I was at Oktoberfest, I experienced schnitzel, and in Berlin, there is a place a couple blocks down called Curry 36. As my journey comes to an end in the next 2 weeks, I'd just like to extend a thank you to Northeastern and the NUin program for making this the best 3 months of school in my life.